Joining us now is our political analyst, Brian Sobel. Brian, it feels almost like they're just trying to pass something, anything. Why not just say, whoa, let's work with the Democrats. Let's come up with something, a solution that everyone can be behind.
I think that's the ultimate solution. Throwing the mud at the wall to see what sticks isn't a good health care replacement. And when you're in version 4 of these bills running around and now you're going to take a vote and possibly lose, knowing what the vote is going to how it's going to occur doesn't make a lot of sense, which is why actually at the end of the day they probably will not take a vote.
The Congressional Budget Office came out today with its report, and what did its findings tell us about this measure?
Well, that it doesn't pencil is the problem, that a lot of people will go uninsured. That was never the intent of the fix. The fix was to start getting premiums under control, to get prescription costs under control, that sort of thing.
If this does go down in defeat, if it doesn't even come up for a vote, how does this bode for the Trump administration in terms of getting other things done?
Well, it suggests that you can't get the GOP to agree on something. How are you going to go across the aisle and get Democrats to come over? Although it's been interesting to watch. You're seeing Democrats move a little bit on issues that they think are important, and maybe we'll see on tax reform and other things Democrats saying, hey, if you'll listen to us, we'll sit down and we'll craft something on a bipartisan basis.
Brian, let's talk about North Korea. In some respects, it feels like we are literally a spark away from going to war.
It's as dangerous a situation as I've looked at in all my years of, analyzing things and writing about the military. Why? Because a miscalculation, any miscalculation, is so serious.
It could have devastating consequences.
Oh, absolutely. It could result in a war.
What do you think is more concerning, the dangerous rhetoric, the very strong language going back and forth in terms of exchanges, or the fact that North Korea has made more progress than a lot of people even realize?
All of those things, Julie, but mainly you worry about in a situation where you've got the tit-for-tat thing going on, that somebody doesn't get it right. And in not getting it right, they launch a missile or they try to shoot something down, and then all of a sudden it rapidly escalates, and then you're in a war.
Let's talk about the travel ban. There are some changes to the travel ban. Why is the Trump administration changing the travel ban?
My guess is to make it palatable to the courts. They've added Venezuela, they've added North Korea. These are non-Muslim countries, and I think they're trying to broaden the ban to make it look like this isn't just about banning Muslims from coming to the United States.
And the Supreme Court was supposed to take action, weigh in on this next month, I believe. How does this change things in terms of what the Supreme Court, the justices, could do?
Well, once again, it's one of these things on the fly. We'll see whether this can be a subject of discussion or whether we're just going to see more movement in the list. And we'll have to see where this all goes.
Brian, we can't let you go without talking about the whole NFL situation. Yes. Why did the president even go into that in the first place? And what do you make of this?
Well, it wasn't just that he went into it, then he doubled down and tripled down, if that's a phrase.
We're used to him doing that, though.
Well, yes, we are. Well, you have to get used to one thing about this president, is that he is different than previous presidents, and he's using a medium that no previous president has ever used. And that's when you're using Twitter, you're instantaneously responding to things. What we saw was him going, once again, off script during a campaign rally, and as I like to say, riffing, and it got
ignited.
Yeah, and it got pretty far out there.
Do you think he cares about the fact that it's gotten so big that there are all, I mean, when push comes to shove, do you think he really cares that people are protesting and disagreeing with him?
Frank, I often think he looks in the mirror and he says, often wrong, never in doubt. And I think that's who this president is. I think he has this feeling that, hey, when I say something, it comes from knowledge, conviction, and that sort of thing. And sometimes he doesn't realize that there are consequences to things you say.
Well, it's a very busy day. We could keep talking about all of these things, so we'll have to leave it at that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate your thoughts on all of this.
My pleasure.
Brian, thanks.
Absolutely.